When the plane malfunctions and starts to crash, it is being used to carry cocaine in brick form. In an effort to salvage what he can, the smuggler stuffs bricks into numerous duffel bags before trying to escape by parachute. Sadly, he strikes his head on the way out and dies from the fall. The Chattahoochee Oconee National Forest is the last destination for the cocaine duffel bags and dead smuggler. One of the cocaine bricks is discovered by a large mother bear who eats it while high and acting aggressively. Olaf and Elsa, two hikers, are amicably moving through the woods. In the distance, they notice the bear acting strangely. Although the bear's odd behavior charms the hikers, they immediately get frightened when the bear recognizes them and approaches them in a hostile manner. Elsa refuses to heed Olaf's advice that people should run from black bears. In front of a defeated Olaf, the bear rapidly finds the evading Elsa and tears her apart before the bear then follows a passing butterfly into the woods, leaving a blood-covered Olaf alone. Meanwhile, drug kingpin Sid Ray Liotta meets with his fixer David Ashia Jackson and says that he needs him to investigate the plane crash and recover the drugs. He wants David to take his son Eddie Alden Ehrenreich as well. Eddie is taking the recent death of his wife very hard, and Sid hopes that this journey will help Eddie get straightened out. David tries to cheer up his compatriot but is unsuccessful. A single mother named Sari converses with her young, adolescent daughter Didi, who lives close to the forest. Next weekend, Sari intended to paint the waterfall in the forest with Didi. She explains to her daughter that she prefers to accompany her new boyfriend and Didi to Nashville for the weekend. Didi claims to be well yet appears to be upset. The news of the plane crash and the deceased smuggler reaches Bob, a detective. Bob makes the decision to go to the forest to look into the smuggler after learning that the man is connected to Sid, whose operation he has been looking into. He departs for the forest after leaving his brand new dog with his co-worker Rebu Aula Smart. The following morning, Didi skips class to spend time with her best buddy Henry in the forest so that she can paint the falls. They come across a brick of cocaine as they continue down the route. The children open it and even take a few bites of it. The bear emerges from the woods after smelling the cocaine and runs after the kids. Liz, a forest ranger, is getting ready to meet Peter, a local wildlife expert, by applying lipstick and a sophisticated fragrance. When the armed ranger enters the gift shop, he sees Vest, a local young punk who is shoplifting at the time. Vest has the ability to manipulate his way out of problems. When Didi is absent, Didi's school phones Sari to let her know. Didi must have sneaked away to the forest, infers Sari, and she follows her there. Liz's courtship with Peter is cut off when Sari goes to the ranger station to ask for assistance. Liz tries to drive Sari away, but Peter decides to aid her, and the three of them venture into the woods. Liz thinks it's possible that Didi was taken by neighborhood kids who have been robbing people in the woods. When David and Eddie reach the forest, they make a pit break for David to use the restroom. Vest, Ponytail, and Kid, a group of young people, approach David there and attempt to mud him. David abuses the children, although one of them manages to stab him in the shoulder during the fight. The teenager who was carrying a brick of cocaine was discovered by David afterwards. To inquire about the cocaine, he revives Child. The child says that they concealed a duffel bag full of bricks at a gazebo in the woodland after discovering it there, planning to get it at night so they could sell it themselves. Until Kid agrees to bring the thugs to the pavilion, David threatens him. A brick of cocaine is discovered by Liz, Peter, and Sari as they are exploring the jungle. They then hear Henry screaming for assistance while he is afraid, and Peter picks it up to investigate. They come to Henry, who is huddled up under a tree and claims a bear tried to murder him. Liz is attacked by the bear as it emerges from the woods, and Peter and Liz scoff at his allegations, taking a bite out of her butt. While Peter ascends a different tree, Sari is able to hide. Cocaine spills all over Peter when he opens the brick and discovers what's inside. Henry is accused by the wildlife specialist of giving the bear drugs, which he vigorously rejects while Liz limps out to seek some aid at the ranger station, leaving everyone else behind. The bear starts climbing a tree to get to Henry. When the bear scents the cocaine on Peter, it is almost upon Henry. It doesn't pay attention to the kid and descended Henry's tree to run over to Peter's tree. When Henry jumps down to Sari, it climbs Peter's tree and rips Sari apart as the two flee farther into the forest. Although Dee was still alive when Henry last saw her, he claims to have seen the bear drag her away. They soon find a trail of paint that Dee dumped out of her backpack while she was being dragged off so that rescuers may be able to follow and find her. Liz returns to the ranger station and discovers Ponytail and Vest looting it. She calls for an ambulance while ignoring the teenagers. The bear quickly arrives to the cabin and tries to enter. In order to shoot it, Liz commands Ponytail to unlock the front door. Due to her wounds and poor shooting, Liz accidentally kills Ponytail by shooting him in the head. The bear then attacks Vest after smashing through a window. When Bob gets to the woodland, he walks over to the pavilion. He searches for a way onto the pavilion's roof after discovering the duffel bag of cocaine secreted there. A gunman who cannot be seen also enters the jungle at this time. Ponytail is discovered dead on the floor at the ranger station by two ambulance drivers expressing surprise since Liz reported the incident as a concussion. While the second EMT opens the door to a closet where blood is dripping from, one EMT approaches to Liz, who is lying on the floor barely conscious. The EMT discovers the bear munching on Vest's severed head inside the closet. The EMT is pinned under the closet door by the bear after it lunges at him. Liz is eventually dragged inside the ambulance by the unpinned EMT and placed on a gurney. The second EMT manages to fend off the bear and enter just as the ambulance pulls away. The second EMT is unable to lock the doors of the sped-up ambulance as the bear pursues it. Every shot Liz takes at the bear is a miss. The bear successfully enters the ambulance. Liz is crushed on the road when her gurney is knocked out of the ambulance and the second EMT is torn apart. The initial EMT loses control and crashes against a tree. She flies out of the windshield to her death because she didn't have time to strap up. The confused bear returns to the forest. On the journey to the pavilion, Kid and Eddie become friends, with Kid assisting Eddie in coming to terms with the death of his wife. The moment the group arrives, Bob, who is carrying a duffel bag of cocaine, ambushes them from his perch on the pavilion's roof. He climbed a tree and jumped onto the roof of the pavilion, but has no way to get off. When David reached for his revolver during an argument with the gangsters and the detective, Bob shot at him, killing two of David's fingers. They are shocked as the bear unexpectedly appears. In front of them, the bear consumes a brick of cocaine. Then it moves toward Eddie and topples him. Eddie notes the bear is a girl. Its vagina is on his ear. Reba suddenly shows up and helps Bob take control of the situation. Dee awakens in the bear's cave in the meantime with a broken leg. She realizes she is in the cave with two cubs who are using cocaine from a duffel bag their mother brought back. Returning to the pavilion, the bear finally stirs and starts posing a threat to everyone on the ground. The bear runs after a brick of cocaine that Bob throws into the woods after taking it out of the duffel. Child flees, but the others stay. Bob is suddenly shot by the unidentified attacker. As he approaches, Sid admits that he is the shooter. Reba admits that she is undercover for Sid to get whatever cocaine they can. The drug dealer compels the group to venture further into the jungle, noting that his connections will kill him for losing so much cocaine, regardless of the fact that it was an accident. Bob bleeds out on the roof, with his last thoughts being of his pet dog and the life they could have had together. Olaf helps Henry and Sari locate the bear cave after they run across him. They enter and find Dee inside after Olaf leaves them there. They follow the cubs out of a back entrance after hearing noises at the front of the cave and assume it is the bear. Behind the waterfall, the back entry comes to an abrupt halt on a cliff. In actuality, Sid and his group were the disturbance they heard at the entry. When they enter the cave, they find cocaine bricks and follow them to the back door, except for Reba, who, not wanting to tempt fate, leaves them to go back to her car at the waterfall. The gangsters run into Sari and the kids, and Sid threatens to kill them. As David and Eddie finally confront Sid, a standoff occurs. The bear reappears and attacks before the standoff is settled. In order to jump off the cliff and into the ocean below, Sari grabs the youngsters. Soon later, Eddie and David continue, although David is grazed by a bullet when Sid shoots at the bear. The bear appears to die after Sid shoots it multiple times. However, Sid rips open a bag as he attempts to gather the cocaine bricks by himself. The bear is revived when the cocaine falls across it. Sid's stomach is torn open by the bear claws, and the cubs then eat out his intestines. The other participants in the waterfall leap all made it out alive, and Nurse Sari bandages David. Rebu is waiting for them when they get back to the ranger station. She orders everyone to go and promises to hide their tracks. Eddie receives Bob's puppy from Rebu as well. Eddie promises to raise the dog and live a better life moving ahead. David is happy to have a pet who is not dependent on cocaine. Dee Dee declares that she is now excited to travel to Nashville with her mother and her mother's new lover as Sari and the kids leave. Unseen hikers snap a photo of the bear and her cubs as the movie comes to a close. As the three bears see the hikers, they charge. There may still be cocaine bricks in the forest today, according to text on the screen. In their quest for cocaine, the bear and her cubs end up maiming and killing numerous people, including Sid, the drug lord, whom they then kill and consume. The characters Sari, Dee Dee, Henry, David, Eddie, Kid, Olaf, and Rebu all survive the ordeal. Even today, the bear and her pups still occasionally kill. Thanks for watching this video.